Okay, hi, it's Nikki here from Happy Hormones for Life, and I've got the lovely Marion Davis, who recently joined our program, 30 Days to Happy Hormones, and I just wanted to bring her on actually because she's had such a good time with it, and she's made so many amazing benefits, so I just wanted to just get her on board and just ask her a few questions and see what she's got to say about her own experience. So Marion, welcome, thank you so much. Just tell us a little bit about you, how old you are, and kind of what health issues you had before you started this.
Right, well, I'm Marion, I'm 55 years old, started the menopause at late 40s, so quite early, and had an awful lot of problems with it, on and off over the years, tried different things, and it was mainly after years of struggling that I saw one of your seminars come up at a local village, so I attended. I was just totally blown away with it. It all totally made sense. I bought and read the book, which was absolutely full of information, and just went on from there.
What were you struggling with the most in terms of your symptoms, do you think?
Typical menopausal symptoms, the hot flushes, the poor sleep, putting on loads of weight. My husband also, for 3 years previous to my doing this course, he's having cancer treatment. So my stress levels were very, very high, finding things very, very difficult. Lack of energy. And also I had an awful lot of inflammation on my face, which was one of the main reasons for me, apart from the hot flushes, which are really embarrassing. It was the inflammation on the face as well. And I'd been back to my GP about it over the years. I was on an HRT treatment, which wasn't the best, I now know. But also their only answer was to keep giving me antibiotics, which obviously just made things worse, really, at the end of the day. Yeah.
And had you tried anything else before, like other diets or supplements or anything like that?
I had done, because I'd also been on we've got type 2 diabetes in my family, and I'd been on a 3-year study course for them. And I'd managed to actually turn it around from being pre-diabetic borderline type 2 to actually getting back to normal. So I'd already sort of semi-investigated the healthy eating, what you should and shouldn't be doing along those lines. Yeah. But obviously following the Happy Hormones diet just reinforced that totally, and took it further, really, in other directions.
What was the missing link? What was in the programme that you hadn't done before, do you think?
I think it just brought it all together. The fact that the recipes that I was given were absolutely wonderful, really full of flavour, easy and quick to do, and just following it was so simple, so easy. I had consultations where I knew exactly what I should and shouldn't be eating. That sort of support was absolutely brilliant. And it was just laid out, sort of morning, noon and night, what you could do, what you shouldn't really do, how to progress it forward. And it was that next step on from what I'd already been doing. Yeah. So, and it was really, really positive, because I think in about 3 months I lost well over a stone in weight, just by eating and exercising, obviously. So it was just so obvious very quickly for me, that how good it was.
And what did you learn about your own hormonal state during the programme, do you know?
I did all the tests that were suggested to do, sent them off, and they were in fact a revelation to us.
You find out?
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Although I'd been on HRT, I'd been on it for 5 years, I'd actually been on the wrong type of HRT, which was estrogen only. So when the tests came back, all my blood tests and urine tests and things, it actually showed that I had absolutely no progesterone in my body at all, which was really, really bad. And the interesting thing was, when I went to discuss this with my GP, they hadn't actually heard of what I was requesting to be put on, which was the gel and the tablets, progesterone tablets, the
body identical version,
yeah, but they were good. They said, we're not going to put you on it straight away, but we'll look into it. And they looked into it and actually came back to me and said, yeah, we agree, that's the best course of action for you. So at least they did listen to some extent. And that was good, because immediately you could feel, that your body was actually soaking up something that it had been desperate for a long, long time, but not knowing what it was. And obviously that's not something you can get without medication. So that was really, really good. And also all the recommendations on nutrients and things like that. So the Life drink for your smoothies, to make sure that you're getting everything you need. And things like that. That was really, really good for the morning. And also found that by doing that you didn't get the morning dips, where you think, oh, I need to snack, I need to have something to eat. I was finding at the time that I was having my smoothie 7 o'clock in the morning and going all morning without even noticing, any signs of needing to eat anything, which was brilliant.
They're very filling, actually, aren't they, those smoothies?
They are very, very good. Yeah, very good. It's amazing just, how much they keep you going. And then I was getting through the day with just sort of homemade soups that were from the recipes that I was giving. And then maybe just a few sort of nuts and things in the afternoon, just to keep you going. And then the meal in the evening. And with that, I found that your brain didn't want to snack. Even in the evenings, when you're sort of sitting down and relaxing, that sort of thing, it was very easy to say, no, I'm not having that, because it felt like your body had all what it needed. It wasn't actually craving, something that you shouldn't really have. So
you started losing weight, you'd lost the cravings. What were some of the other benefits that you found?
The stress levels did actually really, really improve. I upped the exercise, obviously, to try and burn that off. Did a lot of walking in my lunch hour at work. Did a lot of exercise in the evenings as well. And I found that for the first time in a long, long time, I was actually sleeping through the night without having to get up, which was lovely. No problems dropping off to sleep. Just feeling more full of energy throughout the day. That
makes a huge difference, doesn't it, getting a good night's sleep?
Oh, definitely.
I haven't been sleeping that well, and just finding, I think it changes everything when you've had a good night's sleep.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. It was the first night I woke up and thought, oh my goodness, I've slept all night. It was like, oh, wonderful. Really, really nice. Yeah.
Really good. What about the flushes and the night sweat? Did they?
Yeah, they were under control. Yeah, with the HRT treatment. Yeah, they were under control. And I just, as I say, I just had so much more energy.
And I believe it's changed your life a little bit, hasn't it? What's happened?
It has, yeah, it has. I mean, I've always been interested in health and beauty, that sort of thing. But it's actually given me the confidence and the ability that I've now moved on and started up my own business I've gone back to my roots, which was beauty therapy. And I'm doing natural facials now using a very natural product that's no chemicals, no preservatives, freshly made to order. And I'm following that route now. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm actually feeling that I'm not actually earning a living. I'm just enjoying what I'm doing, which is good. So, yeah.
It reduces the stress levels, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, it does. And, I would never, ever have done that before, to be honest.
Lack of confidence or lack of motivation? Do you think?
A bit of everything, just lack of energy as well, I think. Just not feeling like, I'd love to do that, but I really, really don't feel like I could at the moment. you know. So it's just everything, I think, coming together. Like you say, it's the motivation, the confidence, the energy, the feeling better in yourself. Yeah, yeah. It's
so for you, it's reaped a lot of benefits in terms of not just your health, but actually your whole life and what you're doing.
Your whole being, yeah. I mean, I followed a lot. There was an awful lot of information from Happy Hormones. Every week we got an email, and the information was just so spot on. It was brilliant, even down to things like Epsom salts baths. I mean, I'd always showered. I hadn't had a bath in years. But then, you know, every night it was like, oh, I'm going to have an Epsom salt bath. And, you know, listening to meditation and things like that. It's all just such a positive effect, you know, on your well-being.
I'm so glad for you, Marion, because, you know, we see this time and time again, and it's just a question of just, I wanted to do this because I think a lot of women are not quite sure whether it's going to work for them, or they're a little bit worried about spending the money and investing in themselves. And what would you say to that in terms of, you know, it isn't cheap, and, you know, you have to, the testing isn't cheap.
Yeah.
What would you say in terms of what it's done for you?
I would say it was money very, very well spent. It is expensive, but at the end of the day, your well-being and your health have got to be the most important thing apart from anything else. So to, you know, invest that money towards yourself, for, you know, probably for once in your life, you've always sort of looked after your children or, you know, other people, you know, and there comes a point, I think, where you've got to say, no, I've got to actually just do this for myself. And in doing that, it gives you that strength and that resilience to actually move on and do more for others. You know, you can be more supportive, you're more level, you're more grounded, you know, you just feel so much better in yourself. So investment wise, I would say it's probably one of the best investments you'd ever do.
I agree. There's nothing more important than your own health, because, you know, as women, we want to help everyone else. We can't do that if we're not operating at our best, can we?
No, that's true. Yeah. And we always tend to come at the bottom of the line, you know, we'll do this, we'll do that, we're running around here, there and everywhere. And at the end of the day, if you're not firing on all cylinders, you know, you're not really helping people, you know, to the full extent that you could.
No, and sometimes, you know, we can be a bit of a burden on a drain on other people if we're constantly not at our best, if we're not operating, if we can be a bit grumpy and snappy and
that's true.
You know, we can be the opposite of helpful, really. So
yeah, definitely. And I think you need at some point in that life to, it's not selfish, but to actually say, I actually need this, you know, I've been through a lot, you know, and I've done that. I mean, this has really, really caught my attention, and I've done a lot of reading and a lot of research into things. And our hormones can be out of balance from sort of teenage years all the way through. And when you think, I know as women, we say, oh, poor old women. But when you think what we go through, you know, you start your puberty, you have your children, you keep everything together, you know, throughout. And my husband says the woman is the glue of the family, you know, and you are, but you're just trying to do everything. And then I think you reach the point, then you go through the menopause, and it's really not fair being a woman, I don't think. You have all these things to do. So, you know, I think it's just that you can say, hang on a minute, I just need to do this for me now, you know, and and make it very positive. It is a very, very positive thing to do. Yeah, I'd say it's one of the best things I've done, to be honest.
Thank you so much, Marion, for sharing your story. I'm sure it will inspire a lot of other women too, because, you know, there are many, many women suffering needlessly. And if we can just, you know, show them the way, or just give them a bit of inspiration that things can change, that is just the best thing. So I really appreciate you talking to me, and good luck with the rest of your journey and your new business.
Thank you.
Well, and keep in touch.
Thank you very much. Yes, I will do. I'm still getting information through even now. So yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Take care.
Thank you, Nikki. Thanks. Bye.